Welcome back, everyone. Today I have stone 280. Now this stone is going to come from one of these slabs of Gem Silica, and I purchased these during a Lapidary Day live sale. I have never worked Gem Silica, and I'm hoping it's kind of like opal. We'll find out. As you can see, it has this crust on either side and a nice blue layer inside. These slabs cost me $50 in total, plus shipping, so I think that's around $54 total. Let's weigh them up really fast. Now, the big slab weighs 65.93 grams. The smaller slab weighs 46.19 grams. And together, ooh, look, 112.11 grams. Now that is a palindrome, in case you didn't know. Now this slab is 52.3 by 52 by 8 millimeters. And this slab is 79.5 by 72 by 8 millimeters. So, as I have not used this material before, I think I'm going to mark this one into 4 squares, cut it up, and then mark out some sort of shape, and I'll go for it from there. I have marked out where I want to cut on this, and I've also put numbers so I can know which stones to cut first. I think this one will be the exploratory stone. It's got some decent color along this side. Doesn't look so good. Anyway, let's cut these up, and then we can get to shaping one. Okay, I'm done with that. I was going to cut all the pieces, but this one took so long. I think I need a saw, an actual dedicated saw. Alright, this stuff looks pretty cool. A little bit of a problem with that cut there. Oh well. The other one's not bad. Let's weigh this little thing up and see what she weighs. Looks like 10.42 grams. Pretty good. And for the dimensions, looks like 25.7 by 23. And looks like almost 8, 7.9. Yep, 7.9. So we can get into this thing straight away. I spent 15 minutes grinding this stone to get this far. We can still see some cracks here. And there's another one here. Now this material is allegedly a Mohs hardness of 7, which is much harder than opal. And I was a little bit frustrated at the lack of progress I was making. Things are progressing well, however, and I'm just not used to having to spend this much time to get this far. Let's recap, shall we? In the rough, this little chunk weighed 10.42 grams and was 25.7 by 23 by 7.9 millimeters in size. It cost 48 cents per gram, which makes this stone cost $5. I got this stone from Lapidary Dave, and where it comes from originally, I have no clue. After the sintered diamond burrs, this stone weighed 6.0 grams and was 23 by 21 by 5.5 millimeters. Here's a look at the stone before I hit it with the Nova burrs. It looks pretty good. Finished, this stone weighs 5.5 grams and is 22.8 by 20.8 by 5.3 millimeters in size. I think this stone looks pretty good. In fact, while looking at it, I saw this feature, and to me, it looks like a goblin, hence the name the Goblin Stone. Tell me what you see in the comments. This stone is arguably my best cab to date, and of course that does make sense. It's got a really consistent shape, the girdle is extremely even, which is a new first for me. There are some issues, like the face is a little bit flat in the center, and there's a couple areas where I ground it just a tiny bit too deeply. I think I can fix that kind of thing in the future. Also, when I did the back of the stone, I created a few areas around the girdle that are slightly uneven, and there are some cutting marks left, and you will see that. It took a really good polish. It's not an excellent polish, but it is pretty good. I think if I spent a little more time sanding it down, I could probably get rid of the pitting issues, but we'll save that for the future. Now, I wanted to make this stone an oval initially, but as it was so very hard to cut, I decided to leave it as a cushion cut. It's not a perfect square, but I do like it in this rectangle shape. I also didn't cut down deeply enough to reach the blue here around the edges. Maybe that was a mistake. Part of the reason for that was I was thinking about doing this as a double-sided cab. But since this was the first piece of this material I've worked, I'll try to get the blue next time. I think I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think if you wanted to set this in a bezel, it would work perfectly, and despite the crack. But I also think that if you put it in a bezel, you'd be hiding a lot of that gorgeous blue. So maybe wire wrapping is more appropriate for this piece. What would you do with this if you had this gem? What is the value of this stone? Well, it cost me $5. I figure it's probably worth somewhere from $5 to $10, It's hard to say though with that crack. What do you think it's worth? Whatever it's worth, I know where this will ultimately end up. This will be part of a giveaway when I reach 1,000 subscribers.
Now, its journey is complete. Thanks for watching. Until I am allowed to boot up again.